Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. This is the FH5 Update 30, the Lunar New Year update, or as I'm going to call it, the most controversial update we've ever had. Some people are going to love this update, and other people, not so much. We have 9 new cars, a brand new world update with a drift arena. We have some new stuff for the event lab, and some very cool cars are finally getting added into the auto show, so you can buy them instead of grinding for them. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Before we jump into all the cool Forza Horizon 5 stuff, though, I wanted to tell you quickly about this. My Toyota GR86 that I'm going to be racing in real life this summer. We have a really cool opportunity where you can put your name or your gamer tag on the side of my race car. We only have 300 spots available, and the way you get one of those spots is by picking up one of the AR12 glitter stickers. They're super shiny and glittery, and they look awesome. So not only do you get a really cool sticker, but you also get your name on the side of my race car for the entire season. We're gonna be doing a big livery reveal in May, so be on the lookout for that, and go check these out and get your name on the side of a race car. Pretty cool. Let's start things off, though, with the festival playlist. There are 5 cars for us to unlock in here, and let's start it off with this thing, the 2022 Hyundai Kona N. You can unlock this thing by getting 20 points in the festival playlist during week number 1, so it's super simple. And I know this might be a bit of a hot take, but I absolutely love the Kona N. It's front-wheel drive. It's got a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that puts out roughly 270 horsepower unless you press the special magic red button. If you press the red button, it will take your horsepower from 276 horsepower to 286 horsepower for the next 20 seconds. I think in FH5, it's going to be a really fun car if we get some all-wheel drive on it, some rally suspension, and take it off-road. It's a lovely little car, and I seriously can't wait to drive it. In week number 2, for getting 20 points in the festival playlist, you can unlock this, the 2022 Lynk & Co. 02 HB. What's weird about the Lynk & Co. 02, though, is it's both an SUV and a hatchback. The letters HB in the title of this name mean that this one that we're getting in FH5 is actually the hatchback version, but it's just really strange. Imagine if Subaru made the STI as a hatchback and also as an SUV. Actually, let's not give them any ideas. All you need to know is it's a bit of a strange car. It's got a little 2-liter turbo engine, and I'm not gonna lie, that's all I know about it. It's kind of cool, I guess. So let's move away from a car I know nothing about to probably my favorite car in the entire month's update. This is the 2020 Hyundai i30N that you can unlock by getting 20 points during week 3. There are so many people yelling at their monitor right now going, yes, yes, we've been waiting years for this thing. And yes, it's finally here. This thing has a little 2-liter turbo engine that puts out almost 300 horsepower, can do 0 to 60 in about 5 and a bit seconds or so. I like this car so much, it's basically gone to my love of the Subaru STI and gone, yoink. Introducing the i30N. That is how cool I think this car is. However, for legal reasons, I have to tell you the i30N sucks and I hate it. That's because Nathan owns one. Anyways, moving away from that, let's talk about the car that you can unlock in week 4 for getting 20 points. This is the Audi RS5. Sorry, the MG MG7. Let's be honest, the design is suspiciously similar. You know what isn't similar between the Audi RS5 and the MG MG7? The performance. Horsepower for the Audi RS5, 450. Horsepower for the MG7, 260. Audi RS5, all-wheel drive. MG7 front-wheel drive. The MG MG7, I'm pretty sure, is only sold in Asia. They're not going to Australia. They're not going to Europe from what I've seen, and they're definitely not going to North America. So I'm pretty sure it's only there, and I think it's probably going to be a pretty good car on it. Moving on, though, to our 5th and final car that you can unlock in the festival playlist. This one, you have to get 80 points throughout the entire month, so you can probably get this around week 2 if you go and do all the challenges. This is the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 6. At the time of recording this video, I don't actually know which version of it is going to be getting added into Forza Horizon 5. In real life, there's a couple of different ones. There's like a rear-wheel drive version, an all-wheel drive version. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really the biggest fan of the Ioniq 6. I much prefer the look of the Ioniq 5. I love the little boxy, futuristic shape of that thing. The Ioniq 6 to me looks like it was designed by a wind turbine. And then somebody remembered they had to throw headlights onto the front of it, and this is the car that popped out. Like I said, though, this is straight up the most controversial month. Some of those cars people are gonna love. Other cars people are gonna hate, and that's only gonna continue into the DLC pack. Yes, FH5 is getting another DLC pack, 4 cars for $5. Let's jump into it. It's called the Chinese Lucky Star Car Pack. And again, it includes some interesting cars. Starting off with this, a 2012 Volkswagen Passat, Sonata. It's a Sonata, but it's essentially a Passat. This is exactly the car people have been asking for. People have been begging the developers for more normal cars in the game, and this basically is normal as it gets. And I love the fact that this is coming to the game. You either own a Volkswagen Passat or a Sonata or whatever you want to call it in your region, or you know somebody who owns it. This is a car where you can get up every day and you can see one. Unlike a lot of the cars in this game, it's a relatable car, and that's why I like it. Speaking of normal cars, this is car number 2, the 2022 Lincoln Co. 05. Again, I'm not gonna lie to you, I know nothing about this car. It's a compact SUV, and that's it. That's all I know. Let's move on to the next one. This is the 2023 MG Cybster, which is probably one of the coolest names for a car out there. The Cybster is essentially a Chinese BMW Z4. It's got very similar specs. It's very similar in size. It's got a cool drop top. And chances are, if you live in Europe, you're going to start to see these things sooner rather than later. They are finally getting delivered starting this summer. That's when the deliveries roll out. Except there's one little problem. In real life, the Cybster costs £50,000. And if you compare that to a BMW Z4, I think I'd go with the BMW if I'm on it. I'm not gonna lie, it's a cool car with a very cool name, and I'm kind of excited to drive it in Forza Horizon 5. And you knew I had to do it. I saved the best car for last. This is the 2022 Wuling Hongguang Mini EV Macaron. I think I didn't pronounce any of that correctly, but I tried my best. So not only, yes, we get more Wulings, seatbelt included. This is a straight up incredible car. I love this thing. I only found out about this thing a couple of days ago, and I already love it. It is a tiny little vehicle. It's all electric, and it puts out 27 horsepower. 0 to 60, that depends on the hill you're on. But in real life, it has a boatload of customization options. I think it's Wuling who's putting all of these together. They're essentially becoming drivable art pieces. They're really cool. Hear me out, though. It gets even better. It only costs $5,000, which is awesome. And it's one of the most popular new cars in China. They're just like incredible little city cars, honestly. I think we can all agree everybody loves Wuling, but there's something about this tiny microscopic car that I think is even better than the Wuling Sunshine. If anybody from Wuling is watching this, could I import one to Canada, please? I love this car. So those are all 9 cars coming to Forza Horizon 5 in this month's update, but we're not done yet. 13 cars are getting added into the auto show, and these are them. There's some cool stuff in here, though, like a Rimac Nevera, for example, the Ferrari 599XX, and everybody's favorite, the Peel Trident. It's really nice. I love what the developers are doing by adding these cars into the festival playlist. Hopefully they continue to do that with more of the cars. What car do you want to see them add next? That is also not all, though, because we also have some really big world updates. The stadium in Mexico is getting transformed from a boring soccer stadium into a drift arena, a functional drift arena. When you drive or drift around the drift arena, if you get close to like certain clipping points, it'll shoot out smoke into the air. It gives off a really cool atmosphere. I kind of hope the drift arena just kind of stays if I'm on it. And if you look up while you're drifting, there is also a dragon drone show in the sky that you can try to jump into. Pretty cool. And if you're a fan of custom maps, the event lab is also getting 9 new props, specifically some things like some dragon parts. You can go and make like a Chinese dragon, which looks really cool. You can go and get some special barriers in both gold and red. And the developers also added in a firework box. And if you drive into said firework box, it blows up. And that's it. That's everything in update 30. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to put your name on my race car. There's a link down below. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.